Joining us now, former Secret Service Special Agent Charles Marino. Charles, great to talk with you. Nice to see you as always. When we spoke on Sunday night, you were livid, and I think that's keeping it PG. We have since heard, as you heard from there, the DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas say that the Biden and Trump details are quote-unquote quite approximate. Explain to me what that means, and in your view, is that right?
Well, I don't think it's right. First of all, it shouldn't be based on title. It should be based on the specific threat level that each protectee is facing. And look, if former President Trump happens to be facing a higher threat level than the current president based on his activities and the fact that he's also the Republican nominee and his security needs to exceed that, so be it. It's got to be based on
more security than Biden, you're saying? The sitting president?
Well, based on the activities that this former president and the fact that he's already had 2 assassination attempts need to be taken into consideration. President Biden, when he's out on the road, sure, he's got a high level of protection as it is, but I don't think he's facing the multitude of threats presently that the former president is facing. And also, if former President Trump's level of protection was commensurate with the current president, the streets along holes 4, 5, and 6 of Trump International Golf Course would have been closed. And you know what else would have happened? The fence line would have been swept. And you know what else would have happened? The gunman hiding in the bushes for 12 hours would have been discovered before the former president even got it to the golf course.
Let me get you to react to this, because here was the Secret Service head, the interim, Ronald Rowe. He basically declared this a success. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
Coming out of Butler, I have ordered a paradigm shift. The Secret Service's protective methodologies work, and they are sound, and we saw that yesterday. But the way we are positioned right now in this dynamic threat environment, it has given me guidance to say, you know what? We need to look at what our protective methodology is. We need to get out of a reactive model and get to a readiness model.
He says it worked.
Well, he's in a reactive model, and that's not where you want to be when you're providing protection to these government leaders. You want to be in a state of being proactive. The Secret Service has lost all deterrence. I agree with him. The concentric rings of security that the Secret Service utilize are proven. They've got to be resourced correctly, though. That's the difference. Anytime you see the inner ring of protection having to respond the way they did in Butler and in Palm Beach, that means the overall security plan has failed.
Let me ask you this. We talk about the state of Georgia all the time. There's a pretty big event happening a week from Saturday, and it happens to be in the state of Alabama. There's a little football game between the 2 universities there. Donald Trump going to the Georgia-Alabama game. 100,000 people in Bryant-Denny. Would you tell him he shouldn't go?
No, he should absolutely go, and the Secret Service is going to have to secure it. This is what they do each and every day. They're not in the business of continuously and routinely telling their protectees where they can't go. That's not a flag you can throw every day. So, look, they're going to be able to provide a safe environment for the former president there, no doubt. If he's getting a level of protection that the current president is getting, then I anticipate that the Secret Service is going to take over screening all 110,000 fans, that the Secret Service is going to provide canines to sweep the stadium, and that the Secret Service is going to provide the protective resources necessary so that the former president can enjoy the game.
All right, Charles Marino, former Secret Service agent. Appreciate your time as always, sir. Talk to you again soon. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.